everyone, this is Katerina Marie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my elf ears once again. So it has officially been 1 year since I got them done. Well, a little extra because now it's September and I had gotten them done July of last year. So I had a lot of comments and questions on my first video, so I'm basically making this video as like an update and to answer all of those questions. Okay, so the comparison, let's talk about what's changed. So the last video I did was at the 6-month mark and now we're at the year and 2 months mark. And honestly, visibly, really nothing has changed. They still look pretty much exactly the same from my last video. I would honestly say once the swelling was completely down by the month or 2 month mark, they really just didn't change at all, which is great because I've loved them ever since the beginning. So the only thing I did notice is there's this teeny little bump right at the tip of my left ear. I'm not sure if you can see it. That honestly wasn't there. I don't remember exactly when it appeared, but it showed up maybe pretty early on, maybe just after the 6-month video I made. I can't really remember. And I think it's just a teeny bit of scar tissue forming because it is lighter than the rest of my skin color. However, just because it's right on the tip, it makes it the teeniest bit pointier, so I think it actually makes it look better. So I think I lucked out, but I didn't end up with any keloids or big scars or anything on either of my ears, luckily. Okay, so as far as sensitivity goes, I had a lot of people asking questions about that. Every single month since, they're less sensitive. Now they still have all their feeling, there's no numbness that I can feel, but they definitely do get less and less sensitive every month, which is great because initially, you couldn't even touch them, they were so sensitive. Now if I tap it like this or anything like that, there's no pain or any sensitivity at all, which is great. They're almost fully healed. Sampa did tell me that from the 1.5 years to 2 years mark is when they're truly fully healed. So even at the year mark, you are considered fully healed, but there's still some more scar tissue being built on the inside of your ear, according to Sampa. So technically they are getting more, I guess, more sturdy because in the beginning they're super fragile, and I think after all the scar tissue is built up on the inside, they'll be much more I don't know, not resistant to getting damaged, but I think just you don't have to be as overly careful with them. But I think honestly I'll probably continue using my pillow until the 2-year mark just to be super safe. And obviously I never plan to bend them or do anything crazy with them. So you can bend them lightly. You're really not supposed to. Something like this of course is fine, but I don't think you should ever just fold them in half like you would with natural ears. You probably could at this point and it would be fine, but I'm not gonna risk it. And I don't know, I think it's something that does happen occasionally on accident. There's been a time when I was taking a shirt off and it folded my ear in a little bit, but it didn't hurt. And it was only for a second, so I think it's fine because my ears didn't change visibly or get damaged or anything. But I have heard stories of people who didn't follow Sampa's instructions and started sleeping on a normal pillow instead of a pillow with a hole in it earlier than a year, and did actually end up messing up their points. So it can happen. Another question I get a lot is, can you feel the internal stitches? And no, you can't. So I have pretty thin skin, so there was a fear that the stitches might be feelable underneath my skin, but honestly, if I rub the tip where they all are, even on the back side, I don't feel anything. It just feels to me like normal smooth skin. You definitely can't see them either. I've also had people asking if you can see the stitches. No, you cannot. So when you get your external stitches removed around the 2 weeks mark, that was really painful. That, honestly, out of the whole experience, that was the only part that actually hurt. When you get your actual ear pointing done, it doesn't hurt. There seriously is no pain. I know people ask that all the time. I'm not allowed to go into detail, but I promise you, you will feel no pain at all. It's totally not scary at all. If you're holding back on getting elf ears that you really want just because you're afraid of the pain, don't. It's seriously, it's not scary and it really doesn't hurt. Getting the stitches out does hurt a bit, but it's honestly, it's really not a big deal. It's I'm trying to think what the equivalent of that would be. It would kind of being maybe ripping a Band-Aid off would be the equivalent of the pain to getting stitches out. So it's really not bad. So as far as reactions I've gotten, I don't think my family knows about it. I don't think that they watch my YouTube channel. If you guys are watching this, hello, welcome to my elf life. But yeah, as far as I know, I don't think that they're aware of it. It's not really something I advertise to certain groups, but when I'm at like anime conventions, for instance, I totally show off my ears, and it's great. People are like, oh my gosh, you got your ears done, that's so cool. But if I'm like in, you know, a situation around like normies, for example, if I'm like at the grocery store or something, I won't necessarily like go out of my way to show my ears, if that makes sense. But there definitely are times when like I'm wearing my hair down and like the tip of my ear will kind of like show through it and you can see it, but I've never had like anyone really comment on it outside of like convention situations or when I'm with my friends. That being said, reactions have been overwhelmingly positive. So there are times at cons when like someone will come up to me and be like, wow, did you get your ears done by Sampa? Like, it was crazy that someone literally saw my ears and recognized his work based off of that. I thought that was super cool. There's been other times when like I was in a cosplay and people will come up to me and be like, wow, how did you get your elf ears so realistic? And I was like, oh, because they're my real ears. They thought that they were like, you know, the glue-on cosplay elf ears, but no, they're real, they're mine. So for everyone asking about the price, honestly, I'm not allowed to talk about it. That was a request of the cyborgs not to list the price publicly, but if you want to know, honestly, you can just send pictures of your ears to them in an email and they'll tell you honestly everything you want to know, answer all your questions. So if you are serious about getting it done, totally send them an email. It's a really simple process, honestly. Like, they answered all my questions, you know, even though my situation was more complicated because I had to travel outside of the country to get it done, it was still super easy. They really helped me with everything, even like finding a driver to pick me up at the airport and take me to my hotel and everything. Like, everything was just easy. Including the procedure and everything. So honestly, if you guys just email them, they can answer all those questions that you have that I'm not allowed to answer. So the other thing I want to talk about that a lot of people ask me is if the ears are reversible. No, they are not. This is permanent. So basically the way it works is they're removing cartilage and skin from your natural ear. So if you did want to actually reverse it, you can't. Because that tissue is gone. So like, it really is permanent, it's not reversible. So you definitely have to be like 100% sure about it. And that is it. Thanks so much for tuning into my video today, guys. If you have any more questions or want to see future updates about my ears, put it in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.